All the President's Men is a political thriller based on the true story of the Watergate scandal, which ultimately led to the resignation of President Richard Nixon in 1974. The film focuses on the investigative work of two Washington Post journalists, Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, whose dogged pursuit of the truth uncovered one of the biggest political conspiracies in U.S. history. The story captures the tense atmosphere of investigative journalism, the challenges of uncovering corruption in high places, and the crucial role of the press in a democratic society. The story begins with a seemingly minor event: a break-in at the Democratic National Committee headquarters, located in the Watergate complex in Washington, D.C. Initially, the crime seems like a simple burglary. But two young reporters at the Washington Post, Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, sense that there might be a deeper story behind the break-in. They begin to follow leads that suggest connections to the committee to re-elect the president, the organization supporting President Nixon's campaign. At first, their efforts are met with skepticism and resistance, as many officials try to downplay or dismiss the incident. Woodward and Bernstein rely heavily on confidential sources, including a mysterious informant known only as Deep Throat. Deep Throat provides crucial guidance, warning the reporters about potential dangers and advising them on the paths that might lead to the truth. Despite the secrecy, the journalists remained committed to uncovering the facts, meticulously verifying every piece of information and pursuing leads that others might ignore. Their investigative methods showcase the importance of careful research, fact-checking, and perseverance in journalism. As the investigation progresses, the reporters uncover a web of corruption and illegal activities. They find evidence of political espionage, sabotage of democratic campaigns, and efforts to manipulate public opinion through unethical means. The story reveals how high-ranking officials in the Nixon administration were involved in planning and executing illegal operations to secure the president's re-election. The journalists encounter a series of obstacles, including uncooperative sources, misleading statements, and threats intended to intimidate them. Despite these challenges, they persist, recognizing the moral and civic responsibility to inform the public. The film portrays the complex relationship between the journalists and their editors, particularly Ben Bradlee, the executive editor of the Washington Post. Bradlee provides both guidance and support, emphasizing the need for accuracy while encouraging bold reporting. The dynamic highlights the balance that journalists must maintain between courage and caution, as rushing to publish unverified claims could undermine credibility. Through this mentorship, Woodward and Bernstein develop both professionally and personally, understanding the weight of their responsibility to the public and the impact their reporting can have on society. The narrative also emphasizes the procedural aspects of investigative reporting. Woodward and Bernstein conduct numerous interviews, follow paper trails, and cross-check information from multiple sources. They uncover links between the Watergate burglars and the highest levels of government, including White House officials and campaign operatives. As the story unfolds, it becomes clear that the scandal is not limited to a few rogue actors, but is part of a larger systemic effort to undermine democratic processes. This revelation heightens the stakes, as the journalists realize the potential consequences of exposing such powerful figures. Throughout the investigation, the tension builds as the reporters face both ethical dilemmas and personal risk. They struggle with the fear of retaliation, including potential harm to themselves or their sources, and they grapple with the implications of publishing sensitive information that could destabilize the government. The film captures the moral complexity of journalism, portraying the careful considerations that guide responsible reporting. Woodward and Bernstein's persistence exemplifies the courage required to hold those in power accountable. As their investigation deepens, the reporters begin to piece together the scale of the conspiracy. They uncover financial records, telephone logs, and other documentation linking the break-in to a broader campaign of political espionage. The narrative highlights the painstaking nature of investigative work, where even small details can be critical in revealing the larger picture. The reporter's determination ultimately leads to the exposure of a vast network of corruption, including illegal fundraising, misuse of government agencies, and attempts to cover up wrongdoing. The climax of the story occurs as the evidence becomes undeniable, and the full scope of the Watergate scandal is revealed to the public. Woodward and Bernstein publish a series of articles that detail the involvement of senior Nixon administration officials, demonstrating the depth of the corruption. The revelations spark widespread outrage, congressional investigations, and ultimately lead to President Nixon's resignation. The film illustrates how the diligent work of journalists can influence the course of history, reinforcing the essential role of a free press in maintaining government accountability. In addition to the political intrigue, the film explores the personal and professional growth of Woodward and Bernstein. Their relationship evolves as they learn to rely on each other's strengths, navigate complex ethical questions, and cope with the pressure of working under intense scrutiny. The story conveys the human side of journalism, showing the sacrifices and challenges faced by those committed to uncovering the truth. Their journey demonstrates the blend of intelligence, intuition, and perseverance required to succeed in investigative reporting. All the President's Men also emphasizes the broader themes of democracy, transparency, and the importance of civic vigilance. The film portrays the journalists not just as investigators, but as defenders of the public interest, highlighting the essential function of the media in a democratic society. By exposing corruption at the highest levels of government, Woodward and Bernstein ensure that the principles of accountability and justice are upheld, illustrating the power of information to affect change. The story concludes with a reflection on the impact of their work. While the immediate result is the resignation of a president, the broader significance lies in the reaffirmation of democratic values and the enduring importance of fearless journalism. The film leaves the audience with a sense of respect for the rigor and dedication required to uncover the truth, and a recognition of the ongoing need for scrutiny of those in power. It serves as both a historical account and a timeless reminder of the responsibility of the press to safeguard democracy.